Participle phrases. How much do you know about participle phrases? Let's view these slides to find out. Uses of participle phrases. We can use the participle phrases to describe or modify the subject before it. In example 1, I really like the blue sports car sitting in the showroom. So the word sitting is a participle. It is a present participle. It is used to actually describe the blue sports car or to modify the blue sports car. Instead of saying, I really like the blue sports car, it is sitting in the showroom, or I really like the blue sports car which is sitting in the showroom. Can you see that in example 1? By using the participle and the participle in the participle phrase, we actually express ourselves in a smoother way. In example 2, I really like the blue sports car displayed or shown in the showroom. So the word displayed and shown are actually past participle. They are used in a passive sense because the blue sports car was displayed there. It was shown there. It did not do it by itself. Present or past participle phrases. We can use it to show the relationship between two events. A, we can use that to show sequential relationship. In other words, we want to show one action happens after another. In this case, we can use the participle phrase for the first action. Or we can use it to show cause and effect relationship. We can use it to explain something, or we can say why somebody does something. Sequential relationship. Present participle. It is used in an active sense. In example 3, walking along the road, I met Mary. I walked along the road, that's the first action, and it is expressed in active voice. I met Mary, that's the second action. Cause and effect relationship. Using the present participle phrase. It is used in an active sense. In example 4, seeing such a terrible scene, she fainted. She saw such a terrible scene, active voice, and that's the first action, that's the cause. And she fainted. That's the effect. Present participle phrase. It is used in an active sense again. In example 5, realizing that there was no hope to save his business, he gave up. He realized that there was no hope to save his business. That's the reason, and that's expressed in active voice. He gave up. That's the result. Past participle phrase. We use the past participle phrase in a passive sense. In example 6, exhausted by the morning's work, I got myself a cup of coffee. I was exhausted by the morning's work. That's passive voice, and that's the cause, that's the first action. I got myself a cup of coffee, that's the effect, that's the second action. Let's try these examples. Question 1. I saw an old man. I was crossing the road slowly. Crossing the road, I saw an old man. Do you see that the first phrase containing the participle, which is the present participle, is the first action. I was crossing the road first, and then I saw an old man. Let's try this. Sally heard a strange noise at night. She was frightened. Sally heard a strange noise. That's active voice. So that should be expressed in the present participle. Hence, the answer, hearing a strange noise at night, Sally was frightened. Let's try more. Question 3. Peter was bitten by the dog. He cried loudly. Can you see that the first sentence here is written in the past participle because it is passive voice. Bitten by the dog, Peter cried loudly. Question 4. I was scolded by my teacher. I felt unhappy. I was scolded, that's passive voice. I felt unhappy. So the first action was I was scolded. So that should be expressed in past participle because it is in a passive voice. Now be warned, do not use the past participle phrase or present participle phrase to begin an essay, as there is nothing to link to before the phrase. You have to have something to link to if you want to use the participle phrase. Thank you for viewing. I hope you have a better understanding of the topic. Please feel free to approach me for further questions regarding this topic.